Youtooz VTuber collection, Watson, Amelia, and Gawr Gura. Let's begin. Youtooz Watson, Amelia. Outer box. The Starry Night design for her box is absolutely gorgeous. I love everything about it. The only thing I have an issue with is, though I do like how they had the concept art have its own portrayal on the back here, I feel like it lacks detail in comparison to the rest of the outer box, so I am going to give the outer box a 9 out of 10. Moving on to the inner box. And here is the inner box. Watson is number 10 in the VTuber collection. So originally I was a little unsure on how to rank the inner box because it kind of has the same issue, I thought, with the outer box of the less detailed front side, but the fact that they also bring it towards the top here kind of makes up for it. I think that was a good idea to have like more than one side of it work. What I was referring to earlier on why I gave it a disadvantage for the outer box is because the outer box just had one flat side with her in the front in it, when I think it should have had the same background as all the rest. For the inner box here, I feel it works a bit better, but let's take a look at the inside of the box. The inside of the box has her cute little icon as well as a chibi version of her head. The tan gray bit of it I feel doesn't quite match the outer box, nor does it match the color scheme that they really put her in. It matches well with her dog, but not really anything else. So I am actually going to give the inner box a 9 out of 10 as the overall grade. Now to move on to the figure itself. And here's the figure itself. Right off the bat, I could somewhat tell that the printing on the face does not exactly match with the concept art. However, the detail on her outfit and design more than make up for it. The one thing about a lot of the 2D concept arts that I see from Youtooz is a lot of them look incredibly well detailed, but then sometimes the cost to print them on the actual 3D figure I feel is too much, so they cut out some things, but they did not hesitate on making sure every little detail of her figure is on here. Example of this, you could see the stars on the background of her dress here. They got the little pattern details on the bows and the inside part of her vest. Like, they did not have to do this. They could have just left that blank, but they decided not to. I will say this figure is still getting docked just slightly because of what happened here with her dog. As you can see, they attached him right here. I think that is technically a smart move to keep the separate pieces at least somewhat together. The problem is, as you can see, he's not on the ground and the connection part is so loose that I'm worried if you accidentally drop her, they're gonna break apart. The figure itself is great, but it does get a 9 out of 10. Onto the stability. Okay, good on the landing, bad on the right, good on the left, bad on the back, decent on the front. I am going to give the stability a 6 out of 10. It's not horrible, but do be careful when putting her down and don't hit her on the right side or tap her on the right side, because otherwise she is gonna fall over. So upon grading her outer box as a 9 out of 10, the inner box as a 9 out of 10, the figure itself as a 9 out of 10, and the stability of a 6 out of 10, Watson Amelia gets a total score of an 8.25 out of 10. Not a bad figure, really well detailed, worth getting, I feel. It's just the stability is what mainly threw it off. Now moving on to the second part of this little mini series for the VTuber collection, Gawr Gura. Youtooz Gawr Gura. Outer box. I like the consistency and the detail of this box. The only downgrade I technically see is that even though the detail and patterns of it are good, it's still kinda lackluster compared to other outer boxes we have seen. So I am going to give the outer box a 9 out of 10. Going on to the inner box. Here is the inner box. She is number 11 in the VTuber collection. So initial thoughts, everything about it looks good. I see they did the same thing that they did with Watson's, in which they had a simple pattern going up, but then a little more detail on the top. I thought that was a good idea. The outward art of this is fantastically detailed and designed. They even like made sure to keep that same artistic style and actually apply it to the 2D concept art out here. That itself is a big brain move, and I appreciate it. I can already sort of tell that there is going to be a slight issue with the inside of the box, but let's take a look first. So the detail on the inside is very similar to the outer box. They did at first this cool fadeaway thing, which I was excited for, but then as you look towards the top, you'll notice that it's mainly just blank and white. I first noticed this issue when I opened for the quote at the top, and I feel like everything about this inner box is so perfect and good, and then you just get to this top blank white space where I felt they could have just added something to it. Like the fade out is cool and all, it just kind of desaturates the art for me a bit, and because of that I think I will end up giving the inner box a 9 out of 10. I really wanted to give it a 10 out of 10, but that top part just killed it for me. I'm sorry. Moving on to the figure itself. And here is the figure itself. Again, the art for the face does not exactly match with the 2D concepts. That kind of takes it away from me. The detail again on the outfit is really good. You could tell that this is kind of a collection collab because she's wearing a similar or same outfit to Watson. The detail on the tail and the figure is really good. They managed to keep this mascot figure planted on the ground, even though he is still attached to her. I think it's really good. The part that kills me about this figure though, her head for some reason is just massive. Like if I were to compare her to Watson right here, it looks like it's the similar size, but then the face proportions are just way off. Like it does not fully look like it did on the figure, and the proportion size compared to what I've seen from Watson just makes it seem like they made her head too large, and it should have shrunk down. They should have put the eyes a bit closer. Everything about it does look good. It's not a bad figure. I just wish they would have taken a bit more time for the detail on the face and on the size proportion of the head. So with that being said, I will give the figure itself an 8 out of 10. Stability, good on the landing, good on the back, decently good on the front, good on the right, so on the left. I will give the stability for Gawr Gura an 8 out of 10. So with all that being said, Youtooz Gawr Gura ends up being an 8.5 out of 10. Not a bad score.
Bag with strap. Bag.
What kind of bag is it?
Blue bag.
Blue bag. The shoulder
Bag with
bag.
strap. Bag with strap.
So this VTuber collection one is going to be slightly different because these two HoloLive VTubers actually came in as a pair. Watson Amelia ended up getting an 8.25 out of 10, and Gawr Gura ended up getting an 8.5 out of 10, which lead the total score to this brief mini VTuber collection to be an 8.375 out of 10. Now these figures are sold out. You might be able to find them on places like StockX, eBay, maybe even Facebook Marketplace, but they are sold out figures. There are still VTuber models and figures that I have reviewed that are available on Youtooz, link in below. Go check it out. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider hitting the like and subscribe button, as it helps me be able to do more videos and reviews like this one. Comment down below your personal thoughts on these figures, and also comment what other individual or series you would like me to do. Thank you all so much for watching. I am your host, The Knight, and I hope you all have a blessed day. I'll see you in the next video. God bless you, and take care.
Alright, it's time for me to go, everybody. Thank you so much. You will hear from me again, okay? Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
Really optimistic for the future, and I hope you are too. Thank you everyone for letting me be your little shark.